Good morning, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Vlogmas has gotten the better of me, and I haven't been able to post in like 4 days. I don't know what I was thinking when I said, oh, I'm gonna post a video every single day from the 1st to the 25th. It's a lot harder than it sounds. So, trying to catch up. I'm going to film 3 videos today, so fair warning, my next couple videos I'm gonna be wearing the exact same thing. I don't really care. But I have a few things that I need to get done before Christmas. Today is Thursday, the 22nd. So all of this stuff needs to get finished today so that people can have their stuff by Christmas. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we are going to embroider on the side of this Dodger hat. We are going to embroider right here on the side. It's a really, really cute sentiment without giving away too much of this person's story. It is I love you in this person's mom's handwriting. I had it digitized. I actually had it digitized by 2 different people. I really, really wanted to figure out how to digitize it myself. I'm having a lot of fun learning how to use Chroma Lux, and I'm still absolutely nowhere near considering myself a digitizer, but I am starting to get a lot of the concepts and everything. But I really wanted it to be like a really smooth run stitch, and I just could not figure it out. I posted in one of the Facebook groups and somebody offered to help me, and so I had it digitized by like an actual company, and then this guy is digitizing. So you can see right here, this is the one that that guy offered in the Facebook group to do for me. It doesn't look terrible. It looks really, really good, but I actually think I like the thicker better. So I think this is the one that I'm going to go with for the hat. So I really, really appreciate that the guy took the time to try and do this for me. I just like the thicker one better. So that's the one we're gonna do today. So I have my printout of the design. I have the hat. So it's just gonna go on the side right here, like that. And we're gonna use our 8-in-1 frames today. I'm not sure if we should use this one or this one. We're gonna play around with it and see. And then I've got scissors and I have my sticky stabilizer. And I think that's it for supplies. So let's go ahead and figure out how we're gonna hoop this hat. Okay, so as I look at the hat, we're gonna flip the sweatband out. Now this is my first time doing something on the side of the hat, so we're gonna figure this out together, okay? Let's see. I think I've seen most people use this round one, but maybe they just use that one on the back and not the side, because I feel like the bill, like I can't get it tight enough. Like there's like a lot of space right here, like I can't get it flat on the thing. So that's why I was thinking the smaller square, yeah, is gonna work way better. I wanted this line to be centered on the frame, but maybe I'll just have to play around with it. Okay, so actually first thing we should do is pin our design on and figure out exactly where we want it. That's what we need to do first. So let me get some pins and pin our design in place. Okay, so I pinned my design in place, so that's where I want it. I have you know, the center markers on the printout centered on this seam line right here. So I think that's where I want it. I think that looks really good. This is gonna be such a great gift. Okay, so now let's go back to where we were before. I think I can figure this out. I'm gonna use this square one. So let's get our sticky stabilizer ready. Okay, so I'm actually wondering if this is going to be one of those things that's going to be easier to hoop on the machine. Things like, if you guys remember my stocking video, it was much easier to hoop off of it, but I'm wondering if this will be something easier to hoop on the machine. I think so, because then I'm not having to play with 2 different things and I just have the hat. So let's do that. Okay, so to show you guys what I did, you can see this is way out from the sewing arm. Now there's probably an easier way to do this and I just don't know how, so let me know if there is. I tried clicking the frame out button and I couldn't get it to come out because I'm trying to figure out the best way to put the hat on. So I set it to the F hoop and then just moved the design all the way up to the top, which moved the arm out. So once I get the hat on where I want it, then I'll put the correct frame and stuff on. So hopefully this works. Okay, so we have our hat. So I'm gonna lift the sweatband out and slide it on. Now I am a little worried that it's going to shift once I move the frame again, but we're just gonna have to see. And actually, you know what? I'm worried this bill's gonna hit the arm of the EM. I wonder if I have to use my TC for this, guys. Shoot. I didn't think about that. So here's the problem I'm dealing with. I'm worried that's gonna hit once I start embroidering. These fast frames aren't for the TCs, but I have a lot more room on my TC, so we might need to switch machines. All right, hang on. As you guys can see, I moved over to the TC. I am not recommending you do this, but I'm using my fast frame on this machine. I moved the bracket over one and it fits, it's secure. So even though these are technically for the EM1010, I'm gonna use it today because I don't feel like hooping it on the cap hoop. So we're gonna go ahead and hoop it. Pressing it down on that sticky stabilizer. Now I am going to clamp this because I do not think it's going to stay in place. I don't think this stabilizer is nearly sticky enough. So I'm going to use our binder clips from our cap hoop and really lock this baby down. And get as tight of a fit as we can. Now some of these might pop off as it traces. We're just gonna have to readjust as we go along, you know, as usual. So this is what we're working with right now. You can see I have it as, see if that'll focus, as centered as I can. It's very hard with the bill. That's as far over as it'll go. So I'm just gonna obviously trace off of this and not necessarily center off of my line. And I'm quite sure some of these might pop off as we trace, but it'll be fine once we start stitching. So it's at least in place and I think we're ready to go. So let's trace. Okay, I don't know if you can see back here, but I actually put some packing tape down because the sweatband keeps wanting to pop off the sticky stabilizer. Now I had the two clamps on the side, but the middle part keeps wanting to pop up. So to just minimize, you know, bouncing and stuff, I'm gonna put some tape there. So I have my needle centered on my design. So now we're gonna trace. And we're gonna contour trace. And I actually think I wanna go down a little bit lower. So I'm gonna unlock and move it. So I'm still centered, I just want to go lower. So lock that back in place and trace again. Yeah, I think I like that better. Okay, I think I like that. So now I'm going to remove this. We'll check that none of the hat's like folded under so I don't sew onto the, you know, fold the hat to it, sew the hat to itself. But I think that's good. So now I think the only thing left to do is press start. Oh shoot, you know what? I am so glad I realized this right before I press start. I forgot to flip it upside down. That would have been really, really bad. So now I need to flip it and I probably need to redo my whole trace thing all over again. Let's go to design set and flip it upside down. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am so glad I noticed that. Okay, now hit okay. Now lock, Okay, let's trace again. Oh, that would have been so bad, guys. Oh, I can't even imagine. 3 days before Christmas and you embroider a custom item upside down? No bueno. Okay. Now we're good. Now we're gonna press start. For real this time. Okay, so it just finished, so we're gonna take it off the machine. So I'm sure you guys saw in the time lapse that I was holding it in the back with my hand. Now, obviously I have to say, don't do that. Don't do what I do. The only reason I was doing that is because as it was going, there was a lot of bouncing and I didn't want to lose my registration. So I just held it from the back and it helped it a lot. So there is this stitch out. So let's go ahead and take it off. And there's a few threads that we need to clean up. But I think that turned out great. There is a little bit of oil on the side, but the oil that I use, I'll show you guys here in a second, is it dries clear. So I'm not too worried about the oil that's right here. Okay, so there we have it. I think it turned out so good. And before I forget, this is the oil that I use. I got it on Amazon. I'll link it down below. It's called Zoom Lily White Lubricant. So this is from Amazon. It says highest quality water white sewing machine oil. It has this spout comes out like that. Less dripping, dries clear. So yeah, so this is what I use. I haven't even opened the one that came with my TC yet. So yeah, and I can already see that it's going away a little bit, but yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video and figuring this out with me. Let me know if you have any tips or tricks in the comments below. I'm sure I could have gotten a better result, or like not had to have held it with my hand if I would have done it in the cap hoop, because this does have the rotation to where I could have just done it on the side. But then I would have had to change the whole design and my hoop setting and everything else, and I don't know. The fast frame just seemed easier. But I'm really happy with how this turned out. So leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think, or if you have any tips, and I'll see you in my next video.